good? Everything good?
All right. Welcome to Fireproof TV. We have a special guest in the audience. On the show. Yeah. Can you introduce yourself and tell people how they can follow you?
Hi, I'm Tania Estrada. I'm a comedian, and you can follow me at Tania Estrada 334. TaniaEstrada 334.
Awesome. First off, who is Tania Estrada? How would you describe yourself as a comedian?
Oh man, that's such a open-ended question. I'm a lot of things, and people I think only see one thing about me. But the best way to describe myself is I never have the same day twice. Like, and I know tonight I'm going to be kicking myself in bed like, damn, I should have said this. Like, I should have said that, but.
What got you into comedy?
Well, I've always been funny. My family is very funny. And I saw stand-up comedy when I was little on TV. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And it just, it was always a dream that I had. My dad would always tell jokes. And it seems like I would remember them enough to go repeat them at school. And that's how I would get in trouble a lot. So, but yeah, and then just down the line, I ended up finding a comedy class in college. And I took it, and here we are, like 16 years later.
When did you realize you were funny enough to get professional?
When did I realize I was funny enough to do this professionally? Wow, that's such a good question. I think after the first 10 years, you kind of have to decide, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what do I want to do? And, you have such a love for this craft. I do. Such a love for it. And it's like, I want to do this the rest of my life. And it's like, why can't I go and tour professionally? And so here I am.
What was your very first time on stage like?
My first time on stage was nerve-wracking, but it was exhilarating at the same time. I couldn't believe all my friends that showed up to support me. My first time was at the Comedy Store. I got to headline our first show from the class that I was going to. And, I think back to the jokes back then, and I don't know how I got away with it for so long, but they were shit. But people thought it was funny.
How would you describe your comedy style?
My comedy style is you don't expect what I'm going to say. You don't think it's going to go that way. And it's also very dark. My comedy is very dark, but I'm also very witty. My jokes, even though I have a lot of jokes, I feel that every audience is so different, and therefore I can't do the same set always. So there always has to be something different. So I hope that answers that question.
Who are some of the comedians that inspired you?
Comedians that inspired me. Wendy Liebman was the first comedian that inspired me. Sam Kinison, Robin Williams. They were so great to watch. Shang, so funny. I used to watch Shang when I was young, and now working with Shang is so funny. And the comedians now that I look up to are Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, Felipe Esparza, Willie Barcena. They're my favorites, but also too, I have to say that a lot of the comedians that I've been working with lately, because we've been working at this for a long time. There's been a wave of comedians, right, that have come through every generation, and then they get old and then they die, right? It just happens, or some stop doing comedy. Well, now there's this new blood of comedy that's been doing it for a while, or new blood of comedians. And I'm so happy to see them when we get to work together, that they're funny. They've put in work into their craft after all these years, and you see the reaction. So that inspires me too. The whole community, just everybody, it inspires me.
What topics do you love to joke about the most?
Relationships, dating black guys. Because I'm part black, which is funny. I'm Chinese Colombian and black Colombian, and my dad's the black Colombian, and he's the one that always told me, "Don't you ever bring a black guy home." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like it just, but like, looking at my mom like, oh yeah.
What's the hardest part about being a comedian?
The hardest part about being a comedian is being funny, having original material, having new material. Also, if you're a comedian in Los Angeles, the hardest part really is trying to keep a roof over your head. I think for every artist too, not just comedians. I think the hardest part is the grind to try to keep, yourself afloat while you're trying to build your career and get to where you want to. I know so many people that work so many jobs. A couple, I'm sure you do too, right? Like, they work a couple jobs or Ubering, they're doing everything they can, and they still make it to an open mic to see if they can get some time. And it's like, damn, that's hard. So,
what's the funniest reaction you ever gotten from a crowd?
The funniest reaction? I think the funniest reactions I get from the crowd is from hecklers, like when someone says something or like interrupts during the show. I grew up in La Puente, so like we got punked all the time verbally. So, we had to learn we call it bag. We had to learn how to bag on each other. And I feel like that education in La Puente helps me get back at someone when they get out of control at a show. So usually I have really good comebacks, and the audience loves that because it's just out of nowhere. So,
have you ever bombed on stage? What did you learn?
Oh yeah, I bombed on stage, man. Woo, that's a horrible feeling. Awful feeling. Like if you were bombed, that feeling going home just sucks, man. Everything sucks. Now all your problems compound. Yeah, that's an awful feeling. I bombed, I remember, after finding out my boyfriend was cheating on me. And it was not good. It did not go good. It was just embarrassing. I bombed another time at a fundraiser for a school in Whittier, and everybody, like the whole faculty, the secretary, they were all drunk, so they were very belligerent and rude. And that one didn't go good at all because I just started calling them out, and they didn't like that at all. I mean, they just kind of turned around like I wasn't even there. It was just like it was so awful that I had to quit comedy for, I would say, about 6 months, and I had to go to therapy. I had to go to comedy therapy because I was so angry, like, especially at the secretary, just the way that they all were. So Laugh Factory actually has a therapist on site for comedians to help with mental health. As you know, there was a lot of comedians that were committing suicide, a few years ago and stuff. So Jamie Masada implemented a therapist there. And so I started going to therapy to get back up on stage. And one of it was writing a letter to that person, what I wanted to say. And then she came with me to the first time I went back up on stage. But that was rough. That was a moment where I was about to quit. So that's how bad that bomb was.
So how do you come up with your material?
I feel I'm very connected to source, to God, and I pay attention to a lot of things that happen around me. And I feel like a lot of them are always things that the universe is telling me, pay attention, stay in the present. And you'll find so much laughter in it. And I do, like, just like standing at the 99-cent store, waiting in line. And then I don't want to describe it because it's just like a whole thing that happened. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that was God. That's God telling me that's a joke right there. And I totally went in my phone, started writing it out, because you actually forget 10 seconds after you have the idea. So I go right in and I start writing the joke down. And it was so good. I did the act out at what happened at the 99-cent store. It's like every time there's always little things that happen. So that's where I get my material from. And a lot of it, when I see something or I hear something, my mind automatically judges it in a way that compares it to something else. And that's where the joke comes from, because it's a funny comparison. And that's how I try to stay original with my material, because I feel like a lot of comedians do kind of almost the same jokes, not really, but some. And I just don't want to have the same kind of material. So that's where I draw from.
Do you write everything down or freestyle on stage?
No, I write in my phone. I have so many notebooks over years, but I also do freestyle. Like, there are moments where things will happen on my way to the show that I'll freestyle and it works. So, but freestyling was my original way of doing comedy. That's the way that I was taught. But then when I started really getting into it and really learning, that's when I learned that I need to write everything down, and I need to go through it, and I need to figure out what's missing, what's needed, and then really construct the joke. So yeah, there's work in it for sure.
What makes a joke hit versus flop?
What makes a joke hit versus flop? Well, one thing that will always make a joke flop is if you use someone else's joke. There's a vibration in authenticity, and there's a vibration in truth. And the audience sitting there as a collective can feel your energy. So they can tell whether you're being authentic, or they can tell whether you're not being truthful or you're not relaxed, and they absorb that. When you come and you tell someone's joke, you and your body know that that's not your joke. So you're not going to tell it the same way that someone tells it, and it won't hit. Like that, you can hear the flop and you can feel the deadness. And sometimes you can see the comedian in the back like, that motherfucker stole my joke. Like, I'm standing right here, they took my joke. So I've noticed that always flops. What always flops I see is when women start talking about periods. I've just never seen a good period joke, like, ever. It never, people are really uncomfortable about menstruation, and they don't want to talk about it in comedy. So it's weird. Also too, people get really uncomfortable with women talking about sexual things. That kind of flops, it's just kind of strange. It's just also too in the way you say it. And if you don't prepare and you get up there and you do something that your friends told you was funny when you guys were drunk in the backyard like 2 days ago, that's usually gonna flop. So
how do you handle hecklers?
Well, when someone jumps in and says something, the audience feels it. And when you're in a flow and they say something, you have to stop and you have to address them, no matter what it is, because the audience felt it too. And then you just got to kind of work your way back into what you're doing. So that's how I handle it. I'll address it and I'll go back to it. If they keep going, then I'll hit them with a little something else, right? And then if they keep going, then I'll get a little bit more aggressive, really kind of insult them, in a way that makes them look stupid. Whether it's a drunk guy, I started talking about his height, you know what I mean? Like, or things like that, so then that way they shut up, so it's just different ways of doing it. I learned it from this comedian named Greg Wilson. He has this amazing comedy academy, and he had one whole day seminar in person on how to handle hecklers. And we all went up and tried this whole, heckling each other type of thing and seeing how the comebacks work. So, yeah, it's a skill. Like if you don't, I think as a comic, if you don't address a heckler, and it's in a small area, it's gonna be weird. But in big like stadium shows, no one cares. Everybody's drunk.
What's your favorite venue or city to perform in?
Ooh, well, my favorite venue right now to perform in is at Long Beach Laugh Factory because it's such a beautiful space. Hollywood is too; it's beautiful, but Long Beach is so much bigger, and it's just nice that it's become like a second home to me. I have a show there on Wednesdays that I produce with Mel Garcia, so I love being on that stage. But if I can get out, when I can get out and go to Vegas and perform in Vegas, now that's a feeling. That feels good because you're out there, it's a city of entertainment. And I have a good time out there when I get to go there.
How has social media helped your comedy career?
Social media has helped my comedy career by giving me different ways to reach different people to find me or find my comedy, and get new audiences from there. I love that, it's evolved. Social media has evolved in a way where we can do skits. And I love skits. I've always loved skits since the days of In Living Color. So when I get a chance, I love to participate in a lot of them or write some of them and do them. So that's what I love about social media, is that part, the funny aspect. That's helped a lot in my career. I think overall in life, social media has just helped in being the new school we didn't know that we had, because we learned so much there. So yeah, that's
What's one joke or bit that always works for you?
I have this joke. It's kind of a dirty joke, but there'll always be someone when they find out I'm a comedian. They'll always be like, "Oh, tell me a joke," I'm just like, ugh. So, if it's a guy, I'll be like, all right. When I wake up in the morning, I often wonder, I'm like, what's the difference between jam and jelly? And I'm like, oh yeah, I can't jelly your dick down my throat. So.
What advice would you give someone starting in comedy?
Get a job. Get a job. You probably won't get paid for the first 5-10 years, So keep on trucking.
What's next for Tania Estrada? Any shows or projects coming up?
Yes. Well, I have started comedy at La Cita Bar in downtown LA, which everybody loves. La Cita Bar. It's called La Mala Vida Comedy. We've just had our second show, and they really love it, and they've gotten a really great response from everybody. So it looks like we're going to be doing this on a regular. It's going to be the second Tuesday of every month, and then also the venue Hello Stranger, which is my friend Angela Romero. This is her nonprofit. She has this beautiful bar in Little Tokyo, which you were at. It's so gorgeous, and so that's my new location for shows. So I'm going to be doing a lot of shows in the downtown LA area, but also in the Valley. And then what's next? I'm just trying to balance life with just so much going on. So Tixtown, which is what's going on. So I guess this is the announcement, huh? So I've been working with Tixtown for the past few months. The president, Sasha Koch, I want to say, is it Koch? Coach? It's German, okay? He's like a German Elon Musk type. And he started this app where I can sell tickets to my events through it, and I'm able to organize everybody in a way that works so well. And at the end of the show, I'm able to pay everybody that same night through the app, which is different as opposed to, like, when we do shows through Eventbrite, they're like, oh, we'll get back to you in 3 or 4 days, and everybody's like, hey, where's my money? And it's like, this has solved all those problems for me not to feel that feeling, after a show. We're like, hey man, so when am I gonna get paid? Like, so I've been working with them. I love working with them. And I just got named the director of creative growth and marketing at the company. So they've seen how I've been onboarding people and getting people to use the app, and how I know how the app works so well, and I'm able to show people. And now I get to use my love of skits and commercial making and filmmaking, and do more with Tixtown. So I'm very excited. So that's what's happening.
When people leave your show, what do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel like they had a break from life. I want them to feel like they haven't laughed that hard in a long time. And I love hearing the feedback when people come and tell me that they really needed to laugh. That's a beautiful feeling.
Okay, that was the last question, but I do have a rapid fire section.
Ooh, let me have some rapid fire coffee real quick.
All right, cool. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Favorite comedian of all time?
Dave Chappelle.
Stand-up or sketch comedy?
Ooh, man, stand-up or sketch comedy? Can I say both? Both.
Clean or unfiltered?
Clean.
Favorite comedy movie?
Dumb and Dumber.
One word to describe your humor?
Dark and witty.
Dream comedian to work with?
Dave Chappelle.
Favorite joke you've told?
Jam or jelly?
Small crowd or big crowd?
Big crowd. But small crowd, works too. But big crowd.
Day shows or night shows?
Night shows. I'm trying to sleep in, man.
Pre-show ritual?
Pre-show ritual. I go to the bathroom and I do jumping jacks. And I pray the Oh Father, right? Which is El Padre Nuestro, so I do it in Spanish. And then I ask for my comedy angels to come and cover me and speak through me. And then I do a series of like breathing techniques that kind of ground my brain. And I also do like lymphatic, like pressure point, like Asian medicine stuff. And I just get myself just really quiet and centered and just try to block out everything that's going on. And that really works every time.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve in comedy?
Oh, God. When I'm at a comedy show and I'm watching, because I watch everybody, I love to watch everybody, and there's comics talking in the back or behind me or beside me or laughing or talking or joking while someone's on, it's so disrespectful to me. Because it's like, would you really like that when you're on? Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to walk out when you're on. Because that's just rude. So that's my biggest pet peeve.
Best crowd you've ever had?
Best crowd I've ever had? God. Best crowd I've ever had? Oh, you know what? Hosting Marilyn Manson's birthday party. You can't beat that. That was a great crowd.
Worst crowd you ever had?
That fundraiser for that school in Whittier.
Instagram or live stage?
Live stage.
Viral clip or live reaction?
Viral clip. Over and over and over.
Fame or respect?
I already got all the respect, so fame, baby, fame.
Netflix special or sold out tour?
Ooh, Netflix special for a sold out tour.
One word for the comedy industry.
Get a job.
Advice in one sentence.
Let all the toxic people go. Like you know, if you don't know what a toxic person is, it's that person that's always making you cry, making you upset, making you wonder, making you doubt yourself. You're never going to get anywhere in life if you don't have a calm nervous system. You really got to work on that. And in order for you to get messages from the universe for your creativity, you have to have a calm nervous system. Because if all you hear is static, you're never going to get the message. So if you've been thinking about getting rid of that tóxico or tóxica, do it. It's for your mental health.
All right, last question. Legacy. What do you want yours to be?
I want them to say, man, that was a funny bitch. And she had a big ass and it was real.
All right, man. Listen, y'all already know what it is. It's Fireproof TV. Shout out to Tania Estrada, bringing the laughs. Make sure y'all follow her on Instagram, Tania Estrada 334. Tap into her shows and subscribe to Fireproof TV, bringing you real talent every time. Let's go.
Let's go.